Hi, everyone. Welcome back to another episode. Today, I'm speaking with my sister, Grace Valentini. She's an author, wife, mom, sister, and one of my best friends. If you haven't, if you can't tell, we kind of look alike. Grace has an amazing story to tell, and she's a big inspiration to many, including myself. So, first, thank you, Grace, for coming on the show finally and sharing your story. I can't wait for others to find out more about you. So, welcome.
Yeah, thank you for having me. It is really special to have sisters for sure. Before I came on here, I was thinking about because we're 14 years apart, and I was thinking about I used to have a part-time job, and I used to go to at the time it was Woolco
Yeah,
and buy you all these little clothes
I
to
still remember.
wear, or take you to McDonald's and all that fun stuff. So yeah, yeah,
I know, it's
lots of
crazy.
memories.
I know. So, tell our viewers, share a bit about yourself first, who you are.
Okay. Yeah. So obviously, I'm a mom, I'm a wife. So I'm married to Dino, and I have three children, Michael, Joseph, and Victoria. And I'm also a stepmom to Alyssa, Madalena, and Dino. I am an author. I am part of a co author book called Five Lessons Learned Through Motherhood as well. I have written a gratitude journal, Live the Life You Imagined. And as well, I am a consultant with the Proctor Gallagher Institute, which, if you're not sure who that is, I'm not sure if you've heard of Bob Proctor. He's in The Secret. It's his company with Sandy Gallagher. So it's pretty much like a life coach, but I teach the universal laws as well as reaching your goals
Awesome.
and changing your subconscious behavior and your beliefs that you have.
Okay, for those that don't know Grace, okay, Grace has always had this gift of turning every situation into a positive. So, for a lot of my viewers, you know me and you think I'm positive, but there's another side of Grace that takes positive to a new level. Okay, so in any situation in life, I've known Grace for all my whole life. It's like she's a cat with nine lives. She always lands on her feet and she always makes the best of every situation. So if I had to say one thing about Grace, that she doesn't let life take her down. Talk about your childhood and like how it's kind of shaped the woman you are today.
Yeah, so funny you say that because now that I teach this material, I'm like, I've been living this material. So I've always believed that there was more for me. And I've always imagined and fantasized about the life I want, always, even as a child. But as you know, growing up, I was big. I don't know if you want to say fat, but I was really overweight a lot. And I was bullied a lot at school. Now we call it bullying. But I've tried every diet under the sun. As I watched my mother struggle, I struggled, and you just learn it, right? But as much as I was bullied at school, I started to hate school because I didn't want to go to school, because I was never part of anything, because I was too big to play sports. I struggled at school, and as much as I didn't want to go, then I didn't want to go to school, then my grades weren't good. It just like was a vicious circle. So this went on into college, right? So now like I'm in my 20s. So what happens to a young girl who's not confident, has low self-esteem? She becomes a young teenager, a young woman who's not confident. And what happens? Like the first man that pays attention to me, I marry him. So, not to say a great person, but we were not meant to be with each other.
Yeah.
But I was craving that attention that I never had. So that was my life. I was married for 17 and a half years, have three beautiful children. And one day I just woke up. Literally, I woke up and I'm like, this is enough. I had a little health scare, which really propelled me to be like, if this is the end of the road for me, this can't be it. Like, I need more. And I just had to take the courage. I had to decide to make the decision. And I left and started over. Just started over. And you know what? It was a great decision for me. And it brought me to where I am today. So I've been in personal development for a very long time. Even like I'm going back 25 years. I started with Louise Hay, Wayne Dyer, slowly got my feet wet And yeah, everything led to here. So you can only connect the dots backwards. So now looking back, everything I did got me to where I am today.
Absolutely. And for as long as I can remember, you always had books on your nightstand, books in your house. You know, and I was young. We're 14 years apart, so you know, maybe you did shape a bit. You know, it's a sister, so I don't know if I want to admit everything, but you did maybe shape how I look at the world. I still remember, you know, times where Grace would give me advice. You know, I was in a part-time job as a student, and I'd be like, oh, I don't want to go. She'd be like, you know what, just quit. Just quit. Don't worry about it. Just quit. And I start to be like, you know, I was the anxious child. I was like, I can't do this and I don't know. And she'd be like, you know what? Who cares? You'll find another job. Just quit. And honestly, I take that with me today. If I don't like something, I just move on. I mean, sometimes Grace and I butt heads as sisters do, but, you know, she put that instinct in me where it's like, if you don't like something, then move on. So,
Yeah.
she was coaching and personal developing people right from the beginning. Okay,
You know,
so
you saying that
yeah,
really quickly, I don't mean to interrupt you, but
yeah,
the majority of the people are not living their life to their potential.
yeah,
They're stuck. And, you know, if they just did the thing they feared, it's in their mind. Like, so when you have anxiety, you're thinking of the future. When you have depression, you're thinking of the past.
yeah,
If you just stepped a little bit over your comfort zone, that's where the magic happens, right?
absolutely.
It that like go after what you fear.
Absolutely. And too, right? Like I coach for a living, personal train, fitness, and I see it firsthand that people are scared to take that plunge. It's like a big pool. You're scared. You don't know what's at the bottom of that pool. But once you jump in and the exhilarating cold hits your skin, you're just like, oh my God, like that was exhilarating. I did it, right? You know, for viewers that don't know, Grace has an amazing transformation story. And you know, for those that are looking at her now, would never believe that she has lost a ton of weight and has kept it off for years. So, you know, I got into fitness because of Grace, going to the YMCA. So, Grace,
Richard
you know,
Simmons.
yes, Richard Simmons. Grace had the videos. I told people my story before that I also struggle with weight, but she had these Richard Simmons videos, and then we went to the YMCA step class. We still probably can do a high-low routine together, but
Yes.
share with the viewers what your story, your weight loss story was all about.
Yeah. So again, it's all in the decision, right? Making a decision, a committed decision. So I gained 75. I was already overweight. Let's just start right there. Then I had my first son and I gained 75 pounds. Didn't I probably lost 20 pounds of that. And then I got pregnant with Joseph, my second one, and I ballooned to 220 pounds. So I just one day again woke up and I was just like, oh my goodness, like I can't live like this. This is almost disgusting. Like I can't enjoy anything. I can't go buy clothes. Again, even as a child, as a teenager. I remember I wanted these pinstripe jeans and I couldn't fit into them. Like so all the girls dressed nicely and here I am wearing women's clothes that were like size 16 from like, you know, where my mom shopped. But my mom was a mom, right? So I decided to, I made up my mind, here I'm fumbling over my words, but I made up my mind that I was going to join the YMCA. I was going to follow Weight Watchers, because I had done Weight Watchers since I was in grade 5. Like at home, know what I eat. There's going to be no pressure. I had my whole life to do this, and I was going to take my time. So I started, and I did not lose a pound. I just want everyone to know this. I did not drop a pound for 3 months, not 1 pound. I was cutting my calories, eating healthy, working out like crazy. I did not drop a pound, but don't give up. It's that 1% that you do every single day that will get you to your goal. It might not come right away, but don't give up. So for me, and then I went to the Y, I became an instructor. So everything you do, it's like a brick that you lay. So I started going to the Y. I started losing some weight. I started feeling more confident. Then I was like, oh, I'm going to be an instructor. So I started taking the courses for that. Then I saw all the fit moms running. I'm like, oh, I'm going to run. So I ran from one goal post or light post to the next light post. And I just continued on, then did a half marathon, then did a full marathon. So when you see someone that you want to be like that person, right? Because we all emulate people we want to be like. Don't look at their now, because they were where you are at one time. Everyone starts somewhere. I really wanted to like make everyone understand that. You all start somewhere. Just give 1% better every day, and I promise you, you will reach your goal.
Absolutely. I love that you said that. I didn't know that, but you had your whole life.
Mhm.
So there was no pressure. Like, I think
There was no pressure.
sometimes we just overpressure ourselves. Like, we look at a magazine, we're like, oh, we want to be mustard like this girl, and we want to get it in 6 months. And we're in a pandemic and we're in lockdown, and we say, oh, but when we get out of lockdown, we want to wear a bathing suit, two-piece, and we want to look great. It's like, I love that. Just, you have your whole life. Just do something every day that's going to make yourself feel better. That's an
Well, I'm
amazing way
sure
to look
that
at
you
it.
see this too, right? A lot of people start their health journey, right?
Yeah.
They want to lose weight and they don't drop any weight in 2 weeks. They're like, this doesn't work.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, your body has to adjust. Like right now, let's just talk about pandemic, right? I had gained about 10 pounds during the pandemic. So I'm like, I'm going to start eating. I know what to do, right? So I dropped a few pounds, but like I have been at the same weight for almost 3 weeks. And I work out like crazy because I enjoy it.
Yeah.
I'm not going to give up because
Yeah.
I'm like, you know what? I'm not going anywhere, right? It just takes time.
Yeah.
Like if something doesn't work for you, your business, your health, your relationships, it takes time.
Yeah. Absolutely. That's a good one. So, like, when did you get into journaling and manifesting? Were you always like this, or did it come when you started to, live on your own and change your life?
Yeah. So I used to actually, when I used to run, when I was married, I'm still married now, but like my first marriage, when I used to run every day, right? Crazy running, 4:30 in the morning. I used to pray during my runs. One, I used to gratitude to God. I would just be like, oh my goodness, thank you for my legs. Thank you for nature. And I still do that when I take my dog for a walk. I just soak it all in. Like, thank you so much. It's that feeling that makes you manifest. It's the law of vibration. It's not the law of attraction, right? So then I started gratitude, actually writing it down. After my separation, I started to actually write stuff down, but I took it to a next level. I would probably say in the last 5 years, I was struggling with some things in my life, and I was just like, something's got to give. And I had started researching, and I really followed the teachings of Wayne Dyer a lot. So he always said, love, like leave everybody with love. When you love, there's no room for resentment or hate or anything, right? So I started doing the gratitude and manifesting. To tell you the truth, I really feel like I've been manifesting all my life. I've just taken it like on steroids to the next level because I've learned now how to do it. But it's the feeling. I just want everybody to know with manifestation, it's how you feel that will attract the same like feeling. So you want to raise your vibration all the time so you have the like vibration.
Wow. So tell us about this book. Grace just got a book published, a journal, I should say. It's called Live the Life You Imagined, a 30-day gratitude journal for manifesting your life. And you best believe that I'm following it every single day. What I love about this is super user-friendly, okay? Sometimes when I look at journals, if you're new to journaling, and I'm going to be completely frank with you, I do it but not consistently. But because it says 30 days, it's short. It's right to the point, and every day is a different quote. So something that you can do in the morning and the evening, and you can look forward to it. So tell me how you got onto this.
Yeah. So, like I said, everything leads to something. You meet some people for a certain reason. So, anyways, I was taking this angel card course, and I met this nurse from Toronto, and you watch people on social media, and they're killing it. And like she was happy, she's in network marketing, she's a nurse. So I contacted her and I said, what are you doing? She's like, oh my goodness, I'm taking this course from Bob Proctor. Anyways, long story short, I signed up for this course with a coach. Well, my whole life completely transformed. So, and that's what I'm teaching now. That's what I do. But from this course, I started to believe that anything was possible. I can be, do, or have anything I want. So you know what? What do I love? I love gratitude. So I don't even know how the idea came to me, but the universe, that's how it works. It sends you hits, and you can take them and run with it, or you cannot do anything with it and somebody else will pick up that hit and do it. So that's how the journal came. It was an idea popped in my head and I just did it.
Wow. Okay, for those that do not know Grace, okay, I do need to share something with Grace because everyone can say, okay, yeah, manifesting, journaling, blah blah blah, but for those that knew Grace before she started this program to the Grace now, Grace has always been a positive person, but like she said, she took manifestation to another level on steroids. Grace has always been afraid of dogs. Okay, everyone knows that knows Grace. Growing up, anytime I have a dog, she'd be like, get away from that. Like the fear on her face. Okay, in the last 2 years ago, is it 2 years ago since you got?
Oh, May will be a year.
May, okay.
Look, he's
in
right
May,
here somewhere. He's sleeping on my couch.
Grace got a dog. When Grace told us she was getting a dog, our family was like, what? Like, it almost was like, who is this person? And Grace treats this dog, okay, Brisket, like it's a human. Like this is her companion.
Well, I gave birth to him.
Yeah, okay. So for those that are not believers of this, Grace literally transformed her life and her beliefs. So tell me, how are you a dog mom now? Like, how did that happen?
So I just wanted to take it to the next level here and tell you that I was so afraid of dogs that if somebody had a dog at their house and they invite me to a party, I have to tell them, you got to put your dog in the room because I can't come over. I was at a dinner party one time and somebody brought their dog and I jumped on the dining room table as we're eating dinner. Like I was terrified. But going through this program, I learned about paradigms. What's a paradigm? A paradigm is your belief system, your habitual behavior. So I remember growing up. Now, studying this material, I remember my nana saying, go do this or the dog's going to come and get you. So I started to believe like this fear of dogs, and I was terrified of dogs. Like I couldn't even touch them. I would get goosebumps. Like I would want to throw up. So I was like, well, if I'm going to teach this material and see if it really works, I have to face my fear. So I said to my husband, we're getting a dog. And he's like, no, we're not. I'm like, oh yeah, we are. So when he first came, I remember the first few nights, the first few weeks, like even when I was getting dressed in the morning, he would come near me. I would get goosebumps and I'm like, oh my God, how am I going to pick him up? And the thing you fear, I wanted to read something because I knew you were going to talk about fear. This is so good. It says here, okay, so when an ideas are impressed upon the subconscious mind repetitively, they become fixed in the subconscious mind. So your subconscious mind, right? That's when you put emotion to anything, it goes into your subconscious mind. So even if you're watching the news and you're washing the dishes and you think nothing's going on, but you hear something in the background and you put emotion, that becomes your belief. So my belief was, I'm afraid of dogs. That was my belief. And I made sure that everyone knew, and myself, I was afraid of dogs. And I'm like, no, I'm changing my belief. I am not afraid of dogs. I am not afraid of dogs. So I got a dog and I'm like, I'm not afraid of dogs. Even the first few weeks when I was like, I actually tried to give him away. I called somebody, can you take him? Because I can't do this. And she came over, she wanted him. My husband's like, we can't do that. And now I can't even imagine my life without him.
Wow. And it's true. It really is true. Like you really are living what you preach, which is nice, right? It's not just, she doesn't really believe it. She believes it. Grace can achieve anything. If Grace is not the president.
Who's the guy that does Family Feud now?
Greg Harvey.
Yeah, oh my God. So I watched a video of his and he said, write down 300 things you want. And he goes, after you get to 50, it's going to be really hard. You're going to start thinking like massive. So I'm like, what do I want? I don't even know, right? Then I start thinking, I want a yacht. I want a private jet. I want this, right? Anyways, I went through my list. And in 1 year, I have crossed off probably a good 15 good things.
Wow.
That I never ever.
That's a good thing. That's a really good thing. Like, especially now, I get it. We're all struggling. We all just want to have some sort of normalcy back, but this is good. Like doing an activity like this is really good to look forward and really start appreciating the life you do have.
I want to say too, so like when we say we struggle, we don't want to say that. Anytime we say something and it comes out of our mouth, it's 10 times more powerful. It's what you say. It's the thoughts that you choose. But when you say it out loud, that is going to come back at you 10 times more stronger. So we have to really, really watch what we say. And it all starts with a thought. And, we have the power to change our lives by a simple thought. In one of the programs I was like watching the video, I can't remember his name, but anyways, he was in a Nazi concentration camp. And he said, they could beat me, they can kill me, they can torture me, but they can never, ever take away my thoughts that I choose.
Absolutely.
And just remember that you could change your life. That just gave me goosebumps.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Yeah. Okay, so let's say, someone just, they want, what's one piece of advice you could help with someone trying to just change their mindset to more positive?
Okay. The first thing is read at least a minimal 10 pages of a personal development book, a really good book. Okay. And applying, it's the action that's going to propel you forward, right? So read the book, understand what it says. If you got to read the same page over for 10 days, read the same page over 10 days. I have books that I read, Think and Grow Rich. I read the same page over for 90 days until I completely understand what it means. And as well, I looked back and I was thinking, when I was struggling, would I have bought in this course? I was at a different mindset. But I heard something yesterday that really hit me hard. Do you like spend money on your children, on your husband, on your house, but never on yourself, right? Because personal development, taking a course like this is making you grow as a person, right? And it'll change every aspect of your life. And this person said, it was another consultant. She said, what are you teaching your daughter? That when she grows up, don't spend any money on herself. Just spend money on her children, her husband, on her house, and make her be last. It made me think, you know what? I love my mother dearly, and she put her children first. Yeah. And she put herself last. Yeah. And to this day, and then it was her grandchildren. Yeah. Right? So what are you teaching your son, your daughters, that they come last? Yeah. And when they get married or move on, are they going to put themselves first? For me, I spend my money on personal development, healthy food, and exercise. That's where my money goes. And then you get the after effects of that, because when you spend your money on that kind of stuff, you have so much confidence that the money is going to come to you regardless, because you are on top of the world and you are vibrating at a different level and you're attracting the light.
I love that. I love that. So, okay, people, you heard it. All right.
Preach it.
Preach it. You gotta spend money on the workouts. Okay. You gotta spend money on the workouts. Go buy yourself what I say all the time, personal development. But I like what Grace said, because I'm guilty of this. I feel like I always have a deadline. I get a book and I'm always like, I need to read it. But I need to learn myself that it's okay. Just read. That's a good one. That's a good point. Reread the pages until you understand it.
Do you know that Bob Proctor reads the same paragraph sometimes for a year? And one book I suggest everyone buy, and that's what changed my life like 100%, is Think and Grow Rich. Oh, it's on my thing there. Think and Grow Rich. Go buy that book. It will change your life. All right. And read it every single day, forever.
Okay. So let's put it more narrowed down, like women that want to change their life, whether they're in a spot in their marriage, a loveless marriage, they want more for themselves like you. What's one thing you want to share with them?
One, I would say, read the book, right? You have to really commit to yourself. Put pen to paper. It is so powerful. You might think right now, what am I going to write about? Write your feelings down, because just start writing. If you keep writing the same thing and then look at it and just be like, is this what I want? Another book I read, I forget what it was called, but this nurse was taking care of the dying, right? Mm-hmm. And everyone's regret. Number one was they wish they spent more time with their family. Number two, they wish they had done what they wanted. Our life is so short. We don't live to our infinite potential. We all have infinite potential. So if you see something in me that you want, that means you can have it, because you would not be shown that unless you were capable of doing it. Okay. The thing is, you have to make a committed decision. If you're not happy in your marriage, just for an example, right? Mm-hmm. You have to be, okay, I don't want this anymore. And you're going to have to go out of that comfort zone and start over. But you know what? Not until you make the committed decision and actually jump out of your comfort zone and do it will the universe give you all the people, places, and things you need to propel you forward. When you're in that no man's land where you're like, yeah, I should do it, maybe I shouldn't, I'm scared, blah, 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 the universe will give you nothing. It's only when you jump out that everything will come to you.
Wow, that's powerful. Okay, listen up. I do. That's so true. Like, even I myself, our viewers, I say this all the time. You can do anything. You got to put the work in. Anything's going to work for you, but you have to be committed enough to do the work. If you want to do a yoga program, see it through. If you want to eat healthier, see it through. You can't just say, I want to do something. Like Grace said, you have to put action behind it in order for things to happen in your life. Amazing.
Yeah, action is the power.
Awesome, Grace. Well, thanks so much for popping on today. For those that want to purchase Grace's journal and follow along, I guarantee you, give yourself 30 days. Grace has really made it user-friendly, and it really does make you think. There's a morning, there's an evening component.
There's an evening. That's what I want to say, too. I forgot. Thank you for reminding me.
Yep.
So whatever you close your eyes to at night, you will wake up that way in the morning. So for an example, say you have a fight with your spouse or husband.
Yep.
You will wake up in that mood the next day. So whatever you close your eyes to at night, YouTube Neville Goddard, Neville, Neville, Goddard, Goddard,
Okay.
in Barbados, and he talks about visualization and how he got this man to go see his family in Barbados when he had no money. It's what you close your eyes to at night. It's visualization, imagination, one of our higher faculties. So that just made me think of that. So, but my journal does have an evening mindfulness because it sets an intention for the next day, and as well, it makes you think. Thinking is our most powerful thing that we can do, is to think. A lot of us don't think. We're not thinking. It's surface thinking. We need to really think, put pen to paper.
Love it. I love it. You heard it from Grace. Listen, Grace is an amazing person. She's a life coach. If you want more information on Grace could help you if you're at a spot of your life, I'll put Grace's information below, as well as a link to purchase her journal. And thank you so much, Grace, for coming on today. You are a wealth of knowledge. And okay, I'm going to admit it. Yeah, you do inspire me.
Oh, thanks. It's good. It's all good. We're all good, right?
All right, Grace. Have a great day.
Okay.